SmackDown is in Indianapolis, Indiana tonight, and this show is gonna be the fallout of Fastlane, and this is the first SmackDown after Fastlane towards WrestleMania. Road to WrestleMania starting to heat up. We know our matches, our two main matches on SmackDown. And I have to say, I like the SmackDown portion of the card better than the Raw portion. Even though Raw's been a better show, like this past year since like they did that stupid Superstar shakeup, Raw's been better. But I think going into the show, SmackDown's matches are far more interesting and way better, and they have a much better title match than Raw, main title matches. And also definitely a much better women's title match. So SmackDown's clearly the superior, not I don't know if it's been the superior show, but it's the superior brand heading into WrestleMania. The matches are way better on SmackDown in my opinion. So AJ Styles comes out. It's the house that AJ Styles built. We all know that. He's talking, and then everyone's waiting for Nakamura comes out. He comes out. They go back and forth on the mic. Again, Nakamura's bad on the mic. It's not as bad as Oscar. At least you can say that. He says he's, it's knee to face and becomes champion like CM Punk, taking Punk's line. Rusev comes out, and it's AJ Styles and Rusev, and AJ eventually happens as AJ English comes out, and Rusev is still a heel, even though he's, massively over, just whatever, never going to push him. It is what it is. They have their guys. I mean, maybe if Rusev was Samoan, he'd get pushed. Anyway, after the match, AJ English and Rusev beat up AJ, and they wait for Nakamura to come out, and Nakamura kind of teases, waiting, letting AJ get beat up, and eventually he makes the save, and he kicks their ass, and then they do this thing with Big E, and the Big E cuts a really good promo. I'm trying to really like Big E. I wish they would have chose him. If people don't know, Big E was originally going to be the guy, but then Triple H or Vince McMahon wanted Big E to be the guy, and then Triple H or someone wanted Roman, and then Vince, obviously, we all know, fell in love with Roman. He's going to give him 4 fucking WrestleMania main events. And I would say this, if Big E was in those past 4 main events, I think I would have liked it a lot more. Maybe not, but I wish they would have chose Big E. He has personally, I think they should, the New Day's been together for a while. Maybe you can let him, try to give him a big singles push. It could work. Anyway, he's there with Jimmy Uso, and Jimmy Uso and them, they agreed to team up. The thing with Jimmy Uso is, they did the thing. If you don't know, Kofi and Xavier Xavier's supposed to be really hurt. They really sold his injury. They made him like he had a spine injury. Jey Uso's out too, so it's Big E and Jimmy walking. They're teaming up together to face Bludgeon Brothers. They did that whole thing with Kid Rock in the Hall of Fame. They have AJ Styles, Nakamura, going back and forth, and AJ's mad at him. It's like, who cares? They're gonna tear the fucking house. We don't even need a storyline. Fuck that. They don't even need a fucking storyline. It's gonna be an awesome match. Okay, so we have the Bludgeon Brothers against Jimmy Uso and Big E. Again, Bludgeon Brothers have a good look here. They got the dominant win. Bludgeon Brothers win. They he pins the Uso, and after the match they continue to beat them down. I liked how at the beginning of the match how they had the whole thing with the chairs and the sledgehammers that are going back and forth, but I'm happy Bludgeon Brothers get the win. I hope they Bludgeon Brothers win. I like the New Day. Usos have been awesome, but they've been champs for a while. I think we're going to see a lot of new champions at WrestleMania. I think we can see almost every title switch hands. It's that possible. We can see incredible amounts of title changes. I'm expecting all like the main titles, the big titles, to change for sure. But this is one of them in which it wouldn't shock me to say the Usos, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Bludgeon Brothers win. They're getting a big push. They're probably not going to win. They'll probably be the New Day. I think they want to give the New Day their big WrestleMania moment, since they've been a very popular act, and they've been very over, and they've made WWE a lot of money in merchandise. They've definitely been draws in that regard. So I think they've never had a big WrestleMania moment. Neither have the Usos, but I think the New Day have been the bigger draw. So I think they're going to get the WrestleMania moment. But yeah, if this is a triple threat tag team ladder match, it's gonna be fucking awesome. I don't care. I never want to see guys get hurt. I don't hate. I never want to see those ladder matches. Take years off careers. But if that's the match, I'm good with that. So Renee Young is backstage with Sami Zayn, and she talks about Kevin. He talks about Kevin Owens, and they're teasing that they're going to face each other. I think that might be the match. I don't think it's going to be a tag match at Shane. If it's the only person that would make sense with Shane McMahon, if he goes up against KO and Sami, is Daniel Bryan. We all know that situation, and that's not going to happen. It's not going to be Daniel Bryan and Shane. I'd love it for Marco. I think that'd be awesome. But they're never going to clear Daniel Bryan. He's probably going to leave soon. Where's Daniel Bryan even on the show anymore? We never see him. Where the fuck's Daniel Bryan? We miss him. Anyway, I guess it might just be a singles match. that's okay. But I was kind of hoping for that would have been cool. We'll see what happens with Shane. Hopefully it's not Dolph Ziggler. I'm afraid that might be the match. Charlotte's in the ring, and she's there talking about it, and calls out Asuka. Asuka comes out. So I guess Asuka's still going to be on Raw and SmackDown. She should just be on SmackDown. She's challenging Charlotte. She's going to win the title. Everyone knows she's winning the title for sure at WrestleMania. She's going to be undefeated until she runs into Ronda Rousey, who will break her streak, but Asuka's not losing at all. She's almost a lock. She's beating Charlotte at WrestleMania. I don't see them beating. I think they'd be stupid to beat Asuka. But Asuka on the mic, again, we saw on Raw, not good. Can be really brutal. Her and Charlotte going back and forth. I don't know. It wasn't very good. I hate when she does that loud grunts now, but it's just not good. Just don't let her talk. Fuck off, Vince, man. Did such a good job with Asuka and NXT. And, just don't let her talk. She can be like the silent assassin, but it's not working when they have her talk. So Randy Orton interrupts them. It was funny. They're still in the ring. Randy Orton comes out, and he's out, and I want to mute the channel when I see this triple threat sucks. I said the SmackDown matches are better than the Raw matches. They're definitely better than the Raw matches if you look at each individual card, but not that fucking triple threat match. That match can go to hell. That match is a piece of shit, but everything else looks pretty damn strong. But this fucking shit. Jinder's on. Jinder and Rude. Jinder wins. Fucking anything with Jinder Mahal. They won't admit it's a failure. It's the biggest flop one of the biggest flops in the company history. For fuck's sakes. What a fucking bum. This fucking guy. He probably might even win the fucking belt. Fuck that guy. He's fucking. What a fucking bum. He's shit. So Renee Young's backstage with Kevin Owens, and Kevin's talking to Renee. And Renee's not wearing that hideous jacket again like she wore 2 nights ago, for fuck's sake. I don't know what the fuck that was. Anyway, he's going off on Shane, off on Sami. Again, it looks like, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing Shane in the right partner, but it's not Daniel Bryan, so I don't mind a singles match. Yeah. Fabulous Moolah video package. I don't want to get into that rant again. You guys know how I feel about this. It's absolute bullshit. You're doing this women's revolution. You're getting this woman who fucking ruined women wrestling. Fucking they're trying to make this all about women's empowerment. Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie. Stephanie. This fucking Moolah is one of the most oppressive forces in the history of wrestling towards women. She fucking pimped these bitches out. Fucking having them sleep with every fucking main promoter, fucking taking most of their pay. They got no money. What a fucking witch this bitch is. She can rot in hell, that fucking cunt Moolah. You're fucking giving her a battle royal. Fuck the Fabulous Moolah. She's a piece of shit. Moolah is just what a horrible human being. So Naomi and Carmella wrestling, and imagine if the Fabulous Moolah had Naomi and Carmella back in the 50s. Wow, they'd be pimped out to every fucking wrestling promoter, and Carmella would be wearing that in the 50s, her ring gear. Anyway, they have a match. Carmella wins. Again, I think Carmella's going to be at WrestleMania. I think she's going to have a match, because after Asuka beat Charlotte, she's cashing in and getting squashed. Or it might be on the Raw Women's title match, but I think that's what happens. She's cashing in at WrestleMania. She's getting a push, driving her win, but she is 100% losing that briefcase, and that's not a bad thing. At least she loses her briefcase, at least she's on WrestleMania, but it'd be good for Carmella. Shane McMahon's in the back for commercial, and he's talking about the match, and he's talking about the problems with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and he's talking about Hell in a Cell, and Sami and KO turning, and then KO interrupts. He says he says bye to Shane, because Shane, I forgot to announce, he announced he's taking an indefinite leave of absence. So I think this might be it for Shane. Daniel Bryan's back next week, and Shane's taking a leave of absence. So I think this is it for Shane. He's been there for 2 years. So 2 years ago, he came back in Detroit, actually, where Raw was last night. 2-year run. That's it. I think this should be it for Shane. It's fine. It's a good way out. That's fine. It's been a good run for Shane. A lot of good matches. This is it. I don't know if this will be it for sure, but if this is it, this is a damn way to go out. He doesn't need another WrestleMania match, but this is fine. 2 years. That was cool to see Shane back. He was gone for so long. When he came back, it was awesome. When he challenged The Undertaker a couple years ago, but yeah. So KO's going back and forth, and Sami makes his way to the ring, and then they go back. They're pissed off at each other, and then they're mad because Shane, what he does is he announces Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. They get furious. They're going crazy. They don't want to face each other. Fans are liking it. That's the match. KO and Sami. I'm fine with that. They'll probably open the show. That's a good match. They'll have a really good match. Even though I've seen it a million times, hopefully this is it. And hopefully one of them has to go to Raw. I mean, they were on Raw last year, and they both came together on SmackDown. One of them needs to go. Enough with this. Enough with Sami and KO. But this should be the final match, at least for another 2 or 3 years. I'm sick of seeing these two at WrestleMania. Wrestling, it's cool at WrestleMania, but it's SmackDown's card, man. AJ Styles, Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Charlotte, Asuka. U.S. title match sucks. Then in the triple threat, you might get a tag team ladder match, triple threat tag team ladder match. That's a pretty damn awesome card for SmackDown. Anyway, they KO and Sami beat the shit out of Shane. Hits him with the Kaluva kick. Sami does, and KO gets a power bomb. Sami puts a chair around Shane's neck and throws him into the ring post. We've seen that spot a million times. And then they drag him up the ramp, and then they powerbomb him through a bunch of tables in the back, and they kill Shane McMahon. And the way this was done, this is it for Shane. So Daniel Bryan's back next week. Will probably be it for Daniel Bryan soon too. But the way they built this up, looks like Shane McMahon is done on SmackDown. Maybe he was expecting a match and they changed their minds, but he's not having a match at all. The way this looks like a way to write him off TV, and this looks like it's at the end of Shane O'Mac. So that was it for SmackDown. Really good show. SmackDown was really good this week, and good show for Indianapolis. And I guess we can say thank you, Shane.